It's rookie camp season. We're going to take another look at the New York Jets, and we're going to take another look at Malachi Corley, mainly because I found another clip. I want to share that with you guys. On top of that, I'm going to add in the other clips. Therefore, if you haven't seen those, you can see them right here, right now. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button because we are extensively covering these rookie camps so you can see your rookies behind the scenes. On top of that, we'll do the same thing with training camp. We'll do the same thing with minicamp and workouts. So if you want to keep tabs on what your players are doing in the offseason, this is the place for you. Click that button. Stop missing out. But we're going to take a look at Malachi Corley. This is the new clip that came up. This came on the next day. This was posted on Saturday. And we're just working on the footwork. I was waiting for more clips to just show up on social media. But that was it. Here was the ones from before. Just working on the route running, the footwork. The thing about Malachi Corley, what sets him apart from a lot of wide receivers is he's thick. He's very good after the catch. I mean, they call him the Yak King. And the fact that we're in an offense where you got Garrett Wilson, you got Breece Hall, and you're pegging to put him in the slot, move him around a bit. And then on top of that, you got Aaron Rodgers. The Jets have not had a full season with Aaron Rodgers, so we do not know what the distribution and flow of targets will look like. I have a very good idea that Garrett Wilson will probably get a 25 to 30% share of the targets. 30% or higher is considered elite at the NFL level. That being said, I see him pushing that. I see him pushing elite status, if not being very, very close to it. And then Malachi Corley as a rookie this year, I see him getting in there, getting some snaps, running some routes, getting some opportunities, and maybe getting some opportunities to see some targets, but nothing over the moon. We got Breece Hall there as well. He's going to soak up targets. He's going to soak up workload as he should, but he's going to develop with the team. He's going to earn more of a role going forward. Next year will be more out of him and that going forward. He's got a lot of dog in him. That's one thing that was stated about Malachi Corley at the Senior Bowl. Two things was that he looks like he's wider than he is tall, that he looks more like a linebacker. We covered this the other day, that he was standing next to Braylon Allen, and the size difference, there was some with Braylon Allen being bigger, but for him being a wide receiver, looking thick. On top of that, that helps him be nasty after the catch. Another thing they noted at the Senior Bowl big time was he's got a lot of dog in him. He's very feisty. That helps him after the catch. That helps him getting in and out of his breaks. A lot of people commented on his route tree, but he's going to be running a lot of underneath stuff, a lot of drags, a lot of that stuff. And then they're probably going to build it out going forward. Garrett Wilson's going to be on the outside. He's going to be winning with the route tree. Going deep, cutting it in, cutting it out, all that stuff. He'll be more in the slot. Another thing you think about Elijah Moore and that back in the day before he got traded to the Browns. The thing about that is they did not have Aaron Rodgers. They did not have the same flow of targets. We do not know what the flow of targets will look like. I can almost guarantee you that Garrett Wilson's going to eat up a lot. He's going to eat up a lot. It's going to be the Garrett Wilson show. It's going to be the Breece Hall show. And then Malachi Corley's that new weapon. He's that new weapon to help this offense keep flowing, to help give them something underneath. He might be a gadget player starting off, and then going forward, develops into more. But again, he's a thick wide receiver, nasty after the catch. You get him underneath with some space. It's going to be tough to bring down, pretty much like another running back with the ball in his hands. Probably comparable to like a Golden Tate back in the day because he was very assertive after the catch. I remember when he knocked out Sean Lee. Something like that, like an assertive player that'll put the shoulder to you and send you to hell. That's what we're looking at here with Malachi Corley. He's got thick legs. He's filling out them sleeves. He's the only wide receiver in his class that's doing that. He gives you something different. And this is what this offense really needs here. A guy underneath in the slots He can get you yards after the catch, so you can run the short stuff, keep the short to intermediate, and you're not going up against number one corners on the outside, so you're going to have room to grow, room to develop. Garrett Wilson's going to be your dude in the offense. He is going to be your number one, and he's going to be your number one for a long time. Malachi Corley is going to be a good complement option in this offense. For fantasy football redraft, you're not even thinking about him unless he flashes in season. For dynasty, late second, mid third round rookie pick, depending on where he goes in your draft. Sometimes late second, mostly mid third, once in a great while, early fourth. I've seen that. And I think for the value, you're just buying Aaron Rodgers and you hope he gels with him and he gets some touchdowns, he gets some volume early in his career, and maybe that could add to something, like maybe wide receiver 40 to 30 value when it comes to production, and maybe you catch some spike weeks. Best ball would be great, but on top of that, he's also a very talented wide receiver prospect. He's got some goods to his game. Steve Smith liked him. He was very productive, but that was at the G5 level. I think he does have some upside here where he could be a sneaky option, where he could exceed expectations. If Aaron Rodgers is cooking and they are moving the ball and he's on the field, he could have some splash weeks for you. And he's going to be very cheap in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Almost an afterthought. He's just sitting there in a lot of drafts. Middle of the third round. Really depends on what else is on the board. But I think Jets fans, I think you got a very interesting option here at wide receiver. I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he's a very good wide receiver prospect. And I think the talent is there. We just looking at the potential and can we tap into it? And how quickly can we tap into it? And how well would this gel with Aaron Rodgers? I think this will gel very well, considering he gelled well with Randall Cobb. Two different players, but also got a lot of similarities as well. But the functions and the functionality with what Aaron Rodgers wants, Malachi Corley can do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.